Our team in Germany, in Berlin, as you know, is the African Nigeria-Ghana connection. Of course, Kwaku Afari and of course Ade Oladipo. Guys, disappointments because you support England, but I'll say this. You have to congratulate the Spaniards. They truly deserve to win this particular competition. Okay, well, trying to establish connection with our team, of course, in Berlin. And of course, once that gets there, we'll see if that goes. If you guys can hear me again, I'm sure you would say that the Spaniards kind of deserved this trophy. All right. Oh, good.
Yeah. Ultimately, the Spanish team. If you guys can hear me, it's very loud in here still. But ultimately, the Spanish team just played better. They played a lot better, didn't they, Quinn?
They did. Spain did what Spain do, right? They passed the ball around the midfield, always seemed to find that extra pass, and ultimately, the best side won this competition. As an Englishman, I'm very disappointed, but we can't deny that throughout this competition, from game one until the final, the Spanish were the best. But I want to ask Michael, this game for me was won in midfield. Spain always seemed to find an extra pass, even when Rodri came off. Is that why you think this game was won for the Spanish?
I mean, I think we knew that was going to happen, because Spain are very good at moving the ball and are very strong in the middle. You have Rodri, you have Fabian, Luis. They always find the extra man, and of course they have players in between the pockets. Olmo guy is very good. I like him. And yeah, I think the best in one to them.
I completely agree. Would you say so, Heidi?
You know what it is sometimes? Sometimes it comes just down to, and sometimes football can be simple. Your best players have to turn up. Kane, Foden, Jude, Declan, Bukayo Saka didn't turn up. They just wasn't at their best. And that could be countered by saying Spain's players were better. But ultimately, if your 5 world-class players don't show their world-class abilities, you're not going to win. It's that simple.
I completely agree. And for me, the man who disappointed me the most, Declan Rice. In the second half, when England pushed 2 or 3 yards further, he sat deeper and deeper and deeper. And his responsibility was to keep some of those semi-fielders quiet. He didn't do his job today, unfortunately. But it's so easy to point fingers what England didn't do right. Let's remember that Spain have got 2 very, very young fullbacks, or wingers. And those wingers turned up and showed up today for the Spanish. If you look at Nico Williams' goal, Lamine Yamal could have had a couple of goals, good saves from Jordan Pickford. But ultimately, Spain's star men turned up and England's didn't.
Yeah, and look, if you're this English side and Spain's best player, the Spain's best player is Rodri.
Yes.
If Rodri goes off at halftime and you still can't get the job done, then questions have got to be asked.
100%.
They've got to be asked.
100%.
I mean, you bring it back. Cole Palmer comes on and does a bit of magic. Go and kill the game then.
Yeah.
But England again, as soon as they got to 1-0, foot off the gas.
Yes.
It was disappointing. It was disappointing from the English side.
Michael, in terms of England performance, do you think the blame lies with Gareth Southgate or more of the players? Because right now we know how the English media works, right? They're going to want to find somebody to blame. Do you think that Southgate deserved the majority of it, or is it the players who need to take onus of this performance?
Listen, man, as a football man, I think I will always give credit to Gareth. I think he's done an amazing job. You know, being 2 finals. I don't remember any England manager have ever done that. So yeah, a big credit to him. And of course, I mean, sometimes the players have to take some responsibilities. As they said, I mean, their top players didn't turn up tonight, and you know, when you're in a big stage like this and your best players don't turn up, then you know things are going to be difficult, and that's what happened tonight.
I completely agree. You pointed out a matchup pre-match: Cucurella versus Saka. Bukayo Saka in the first had moments, but Cucurella ultimately came out on top. Got the assist for the second goal. How well has Cucurella done amongst so much criticism? This whole stadium were booing him every time he touched the ball, but he was the man who turned up for Spain. How much credit does he deserve for his performance?
Fantastic. Honestly, fantastic. You know what it is? Passion. Me and Michael were watching the game together, and the Spaniards just kept on showing passion. Every tackle, they wanted to fight. They were ready for a fight. Our England players, our big players, shrunk. They shrunk. It's almost like this became too much for them. And it's disappointing because if you're Harry Kane, it's probably your last Euros.
Yes.
If you're Walker, it's your last Euros. There's certain players here that just missed out on something very, very special. It was there for the taking, and they let it slip through their grasp. Very, very upset with that England performance.
Same. Very disappointed with the performance. Harry Kane, taken off after 60 minutes. Ollie Watkins came on to replace him. Were you surprised that Gareth Southgate made that substitution so early?
Honestly, I was not, because me and Ade was watching the game together, and then when he saw Watkins coming off, he said, "Who is coming off?" And I said, "Harry Kane is coming off." And I was right, and I mean it was so obvious. It was not his day tonight, and he didn't really turn up. So yeah.
Harry Kane's clearly injured.
Yes.
I don't want to give excuses for him, but it's almost wrong what he's doing in terms of forcing his way into the lineup. He's clearly injured, and that was a pre-planned substitution.
Yes.
Like, I'll give you 60 minutes. Show him what you can do. That substitution came on, 60, 61 minutes. Pre-planned substitution. You've got Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney on the bench. Start forwards that are fit, that can run, that can give you energy. Harry Kane, I know he scored 3 goals, did nothing this tournament.
Yeah.
Awful all tournament.
I agree. And it's reminiscent of the 2019 Champions League final, where Tottenham played against Liverpool. Harry Kane was not fully fit, forced his way into the starting 11, and Tottenham suffered as a result. There's a lot of discourse online about, is this Harry Kane's last tournament for England? There's no clear successor for Harry Kane. But do you believe this is the last time we see Harry Kane captain England at a major tournament?
No, I don't. Because I don't want to judge him on this, because I've got to look at what he did for Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. He's clearly still one of the best number 9s in world football. And the World Cup is 2 years away. Harry Kane will still be playing for England and captaining England in 2 years' time. Whether that's wrong or right. Remember, Ivan Toney and Ollie Watkins are not young themselves, so Harry Kane is probably still the best of the 3 when he's fit. When he's not fit, he offers you very little.
What I'm keen to do is, obviously we are English, so we are here to watch England and see them win. Let's celebrate the Spanish, because they were great from start to finish. You can all stand here and criticise what England didn't do. Let's talk about what the Spanish did do. Luis de la Fuente, coached from the youth level up to the senior team. Not much expectation. His team won every single game of this tournament. Never been done before. How well did the Spanish do in this tournament, and how great have they been?
I mean, you've said it all. I mean, their coach was fantastic, and I mean, Spain from start to finish, they've been fantastic. They've won their games. It's never happened before, and you can tell in tournaments, the more you win games, the more confidence goes high, and they showed that tonight. They really deserve it. They were a better side.
Yeah, they were, and amidst the fanfare of England fans, like we said before, they were outnumbered, the Spanish, but they showed up and showed out, and for my money, they deserved the win.
Incredible. Honestly, incredible. From not just the knockout games, beating Croatia 3-0, beating Italy, they've been incredible. Start of the tournament, they were 4th or 5th favourites. They were behind France, Germany, England, some say even Portugal. No one expected that.
Yes.
No one expected the young players to rise up as well as they did.
Yeah.
Honestly, De La Fuente's got his football exactly where he wants it, and that's the criticism of Gareth Southgate. I still don't know what England are trying to do. I know exactly what Spain are trying to do. Spain were amazing. Yes, they don't have as many fans as England, but they make noise, and now they won it again.
Yeah.
We might as well name this tournament the Spanish tournament.
They're so prolific in this tournament, and they seem to find a way, even with these young players. And for Spain, there are so many players you can point to. Rodri got player of the tournament, well deserved. I think that's his name on the Ballon d'Or trophy now. Lamine Yamal, young player of the tournament. But let's focus on Nico Williams, a man of Ghanaian descent. He performed incredibly and got a big goal when his team needed it. How impressed were you with his performance?
I mean, he's done an amazing job. I mean, what a player. I mean, at a young age, turning up in this big stage, scoring for your country. I mean, what more can you say? He's been fantastic throughout the tournament.
I completely agree. Would you agree?
Outstanding. And early in the game, he struggled a little bit. He switched sides, and he had a go at Luke Shaw, then switched sides again. We never see that with England.
Yeah.
They're so young and intelligent, but his finish that wasn't an easy finish. But as soon as he went through on goal, Michael will tell you I said goal, because I just know what he's going to do. What an amazing player. What an amazing backstory, where his family came from, the hardship, the struggles. On the pitch he plays like he's still struggling, like he's still fighting. An amazing young talent.
Wants it, he's got desire, and the player that you can't accuse of not having desire is Jude Bellingham. But before this tournament, we were all pointed to him as England's star man. Obviously scored the goal in England's first game, scored the overhead kick against Slovakia, but has been largely anonymous. Were you disappointed with his performance?
I mean, I always try to see the positive side of everything, and of course, even the star man for England. And I mean, he's played. How many games has he played in the whole season? I mean, there's a lot of games. Okay, some games he turned up, some he didn't. But this is the final, and I will not point fingers at him. The whole team didn't turn up, so it was hard for him to to go that extra gear. And of course, he put up a nice assist for Kopama, but it was not enough. And yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I look at Jude and he wants to do everything. Sometimes he wants to do 4, 6, 8 and 10. Sometimes he's got to realise there are other players around that can help him. Look, I thought he wasn't the Jude for the first 4 or 5 months at Real Madrid. He looks a bit tired. It's been an amazing first season at Real Madrid, and I feel like everything's became maybe a bit too much for him. But this isn't a Jude problem.
No.
This is a collective issue. It's a manager issue. Jude's going to go on and play several more tournaments for England and do very, very well. It just wasn't his best tournament.
Let's take away some positives from tonight for England. If you look at Gareth Southgate, 4 major tournaments in charge, 2 finals, 1 semi-final, and the other one went out in the quarterfinals to France in the World Cup. Ultimately, England are now a team that expect to be here. Do you expect to see them here again in 2026 at the World Cup in the latter stages of a major tournament, Adi?
Everyone's getting better. They've got to be careful. Germany have got so many good youngsters coming through.
Yeah.
Once Portugal get rid of Ronaldo, they'll be better as well.
Yeah.
You've got to take your opportunities.
Yeah.
This Spanish team have got so many good youngsters, they'll get better.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
You've got to win one of these.
Yeah.
It's all well and good what you said, finals, quarterfinals, semi-finals. You've got to win one.
Yeah.
You can't keep losing opportunities. Italy at Wembley, opportunity. Spain without Rodri, opportunity. You can't keep getting opportunities and losing. I don't know.
I'm keen to focus on the positives, but before we move on to Spain and how well they did, Gareth Southgate, been a lot of talk about his future. Is this his last game in charge of England? Been England's most successful manager since Alf Ramsey, who won the World Cup in 1966. Do you expect to see Gareth Southgate in this role beyond tonight?
I mean, as I said earlier, I always try to see the positive side of everything, and I think he's done a very good job. I think he's the most successful England manager. But if he's going to stay, I don't know. It's up to the management, and also it's up to him if he really wants to, stay and push to win something. Because England will always be in competitions for sure. They will always qualify, but are they going to win it? That's the problem. They need this extra gear to push them to win trophies, and I don't remember the last time they won a trophy, but you have to keep trying until it happens.
I agree completely. What about you, Adi?
You know what? 6 years as England managers, a lot. A lot's happened in the world, especially back home in England, politics, and he's been able to kind of glue the country together. He's almost been like a prime minister at times.
He has.
In England. But I wonder if he just thinks, you know what, let's rest, let's reset, give someone else an opportunity, maybe a Graham Potter, maybe an Eddie Howe, and maybe he decides enough's enough.
Yeah.
And maybe someone else looks at this young talent and thinks they can do something better.
For England, it seems like almost the end of an era. For the Spanish, the beginning of maybe a possible another golden era. From 2008 to 2012, they dominated world football, not just at international level, at club level as well. It seems like they're getting their mojo back. Real Madrid won the Champions League this year. Do you believe it's the start of something special for the Spanish?
Yeah, I do. But I think they'll be pushed all the way by France, because France have so many amazing young players. I mean, Camavinga and Tchouaméni, Saliba, Upamecano, Konate. I mean, all these players, 22, 23, 24. So France will push them all the way as well. And I almost see, a bit like when France dominated, then Spain dominated, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Spain and France now that go back and forth for the next 2 or 3 major tournaments.
Likewise. Let's take a zoom out of the tournament as a whole. It hasn't been necessarily filled with the most exciting games. It's been tactical battles in a lot of the knockout rounds. But tonight we saw a very, very good final, and seen Spain play great football throughout. What's your biggest takeaway from this tournament so far, Adi?
You know what? That football is the best sport in the world. It really is. Honestly, it's the best sport in the world where you can't predict anything. Spain came into this tournament as, again, outsiders.
Yeah.
You know, there was the big 3 or 4, then there was Spain. Fans will always come and pack out the stadiums. The colour's been amazing. But I almost feel like when this man was playing, I felt like football was more about art rather than machines. I almost feel like sometimes I'm seeing machines on the pitch. And I want to go back to watching art.
I agree.
So I don't know. I don't know. It feels, I think even Ronaldinho said it about Brazil. Football's lacking something.
Yeah.
Spain have shown us that it's still an art form, and sometimes art is better than machines. And Spain have given me hope for the future.
And Michael, what's your big takeaway from this tournament?
I mean, well, I didn't follow that much because of work, but the few games I've watched, it's been amazing. I mean, well, what can I say? The best country won, and you know they didn't lose a game. They didn't even draw a game.
Yeah.
They won
Wow.
all their games. That's
Incredible.
That's incredible. It's never happened before. So yeah, I mean, they deserve it.
But by the way, I mean, we have to look at the Euros for a run where you knock out Germany, knock out France, and beat England. I mean, you've beaten 3 teams that are in the FIFA World Rankings top 6 to win this tournament.
In the group stages, beat Italy, the defending champions.
Incredible.
Beat Croatia, world champion finalists.
I don't think even a World Cup run's better than that.
No.
That is a sensational run.
Kylian Mbappe said it pre-tournament. He said that the Euros is harder to win than the World Cup because it's more condensed, only 24 teams. And Spain have run the gauntlet and ended up with a trophy. They deserve all the credit in the world. And like we've all said, we expect to see them here for years to come because they've got such a talented squad.
And by the way, you deserve some credit as well. He's done his first major tournament. You've been here, pitchside, every single game, in the fan zone, in the fan park. Well done.
Thank you
What
very
an
much.
amazing
Thank you
tournament
very
for you
much.
as well, sir.
Michael, thank you for joining us as well. It's been incredible to watch these games with you and get your incredible insight. Adi, thank you for coming over to the big one, brother.
I had to come.
Thank you
I
for
had
coming to the big one.
I tried to bring it home. They didn't let me.
Football did not come home. We are going home. It's been an incredible tournament. Euro 2024 is the tournament we won't forget. And the Spanish deserve all the credit for running the gauntlet. SportyTV over and out.